Hi, I'm Lizzie and this is Lizzie Reads, and welcome to my January TBR, which is being filmed after I've already read 7 books. 7 books not on my TBR, one of those was on my original TBR. So let's get into the video. I'm also introducing my Taylor Swift TBR mug, TBR jar, my Taylor Swift TBR game, which is going to be new. Essentially, I love Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift is literally my branding at this point. If you follow me on Twitter, you can see I'm going to insert some examples here. I am a Taylor Swift stan, fiend, just love Taylor Swift, everything. Think, breathe, live, breathe, die, Taylor Swift, basically. And I sort of tried giving a go at a TBR game last year, and I sort of came up with it, and then realised that I wasn't the first person to come up with it. It was TBR Mash, and Chloe Persistent Bookworm TBR Mash is excellent, and the rigidness of it really wasn't working out for me. So I did it for a couple of months. It was fun, but it just wasn't, it wasn't working the way I wanted it to. So instead, I just carried on reading what I wanted for the rest of the year, and then basically have decided to start the Taylor Swift TBR jar. Now, necessarily, this is not like a game in the sense that I will pull 6 prompts out of it every month. It is actually it's more of I can pick how many pulls I want to do each month, and for this month I've decided to do 2 because we're already partway through the month. I might do 4 next time, but realistically I'm working it around the books I really want to read. So basically the idea is that I will pick my priority like physical books of the month, and then I will pick other books from based on the songs in here. So I put every single Taylor Swift song into this jar, and then what I'm going to do is what I'm going to do is to pull one out and then decide a book based on that, and they're likely going to be a romance or something of like a fantasy romance or a straight romance based on the types of books. There are a couple of other exceptions and things that might come into it that will mean that I am going to I might read some different things, but that is the plan. I have actually already done this month's pulls because I just couldn't wait, but there is some footage of that here. But what I'm actually going to do is just tell you what they are, and they are Out of the Woods. The cutting on these is so bad, by the way. And All You Had to Do Was Stay, which are some of my favourites. And I'm going to talk to you about how I've picked books based on these songs, which doesn't really matter to you if you're not a Taylor Swift fan, but it's just a bit of fun for me to spend some time thinking about like what sort of book I could pick based on the song, either the vibe, the title, the words, everything. So I've got some ideas here. They're not necessarily strict, but what I may do is in future I might do things such as do a week where I pull one out every day. I think that could be a really good like Valentine's vlog, and things like that. Yeah, so I've got so many ideas based on this, but we'll see what happens with it. But we shall see. And it's one of my Lit Crate mugs. So into the books that I've got on my TBR. So first of all, I have Our Violet Ends by Chloe Gong. This is the second and final in the duology, These Violent Delights, which is a 1920s Shanghai Romeo and Juliet retelling, but it has fantasy element in which there's like these bugs that sort of cause you to kill yourself and others around you. I can't remember, it's quite others around you, but this is a huge priority on my TBR this month. But it's chunky, but the font is quite large. It doesn't look it from there, but like in comparison to some of other books on here, yes. Next we have Under the Whispering Door by TJ Klune. I read House in the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune, and this is one of my favorite books of 2020, and I really enjoyed it, and I just automatically picked this up based on that. I know it's kind of a companion, but I don't actually have a huge amount of info on what it is and what it's about, but I'm going to go in it and hope for the best. I know that it is already, and this was going to be my first book of the year, but I got waylaid. My first book of the year that I wanted to read actually was on my TBR, was Love in Colour, which I'm going to put here because I've already taken it home to get it off my shelves here at my boyfriend's place. But yes, I have read that one already, so there's a vlog coming of that, reading that. So next I have the chunky accomplishment that may or may not happen, and that is Ship of Magic, Magic and Ship of Destiny, which is the entirety of the Live Ship Traders trilogy, which is absolutely freaking humongous. Like, this is huge. And the Live Ships is following in the Realm of the Elderling series by Robin Hobb, which I absolutely loved. Assassin's Apprentice, which is about Fitz, the bastard son of the king in waiting, who is trained to be an assassin for the king. But this series is all I know about it is that there are ships that are almost alive, and they're sort of like combined with the souls and the bodies of previous family members. That's sort of the vibe I'm getting. Could be way off, and I'm probably making it sound more sinister than it is, but it's like a generational sprawling fantasy. So, and I loved the first series. So next we have The Ruin of Kings by Jen Lyons, and do you know what? I actually know sweet FA about this book. All I know is that there's like two main perspectives, and I believe there's a past and a present, or like a past and like two different timelines of the same character, plus footnotes and someone like tying the story together. Obviously it's epic, it's got dragons. I've heard mainly from Jade, Cassidy and Becca, from Bewitched Beck's Covers with Cassidy and Jade Way Reads. I've heard them all just absolutely raving about this, and heard how good it is, and I think there's some like reincarnation stuff as well, which I don't really, basically I'm just going with the hype. Alright, I'm going with the hype, and it's floppy AF. So that's my physical physical TBR for the month, and it's the 12th and I haven't even started any of them, so I'm not sure how it's gonna go, but we'll see. Just realised I made it to the end of this video without saying thank you, so thank you so much for watching, and I will speak to you in the next one. Goodbye.